Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. We talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Today we're going to be discussing the matchup, the AFC Divisional matchup between the Titans and the Ravens. And we're also going to break down who will end up having a bigger impact in this football game between Lamar Jackson and Ryan Tannehill. It's a little bit off script, it's primarily a Texans channel, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs to see if we can grow the channel further and get some different sports takes, from other teams involved in the conversation. So I'll allow for you guys to go ahead and get in here so we can discuss the sports topic. When you come in, make sure y'all smash that like button. I see they being real slow on sending out my notifications right now. Sam Blum, what's good? DJ Roy, what up? Cayman Jones, what's good? David Cruz, what up? I see they're starting to send out the notifications now. You know how YouTube be doing. Titans up, what's good? No, I should be sending out a little bit more than that. To correct you on something from last stream, we're actually 29th. And it don't matter. We bottom 5. Might as well be 32nd. They play like 32nd. It don't really matter. They still garbage. Just remember when we had a certain somebody on the sauce early on in the season, I want to say it was about April time before the draft, and I said that we had a bottom 5 defense. Looks like that was the case this season. But, I'm going to leave it at that. Football 503 was good. Fuller got a better chance of playing this football game, but I'm not going to be talking anything Texans. I'm going to be talking specifically Ravens and Titans. If we're going to talk on that video, then if anybody wants to check out the video, if you weren't able to see the video I just had live stream, you can check it out as soon as this video is over. So you can get you some Texans and Chiefs predictions. And I'm predicting the same thing, Sherman Hill. Shout out to you. I'm predicting the exact same thing. True lines are last, but that's just because teams don't know how to slay and we good. Okay. Chris Serlos, they can't stop Henry. I agree. But I'm going to wait for a few more. You guys go ahead and get in here first. At least 15 people. And then it'll start growing because, YouTube, be real whack on how they be sending out these damn notifications. And I think that's going to be their game. They're going to do everything they can to make sure. But I'm going to get into that breakdown as soon as we get one more person in here. Carson Florence, I'm scared about Kelsey. Yeah, I am too. But I'm not going to be talking. I'm not talking no Texans. This video. No Texans. Okay, we got 15 people in here. We're going to get ready to start the video. Trill, what's up? And I'm going to hit you up as soon as this video is over, bro. Clarence, what's good, homie? So, we're going to be discussing the AFC Divisional round matchup between the Titans and the Ravens. And first and foremost, I say this is going to be a game of physicality. I would not be surprised to see some trickery from Mike Vrabel. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fake field goal thrown, or a fake punt thrown. Because that's just how they get down. They'll do some things to make sure that they get you all balanced. This is a team that's going to be able to tackle well. They're going to be able to run the football, control the clock, and have a mental capacity to be able to go into these games and beat a team everyone thinks that they won't win against. Those are the type of games. It's those type of games that when you think that the Titans are out of it and that the Titans, should be betted against, those are the games you actually bet on the Titans. And that's a major reason why I will be going with the Tennessee Titans to perform an upset against the Baltimore Ravens. I see as great as Lamar Jackson has been all season, I think they find a way to really get it done. And I'm not sure, and I haven't seen any injury report from the Tennessee Titans saying if Adam Humphries and Adoree Jackson will be playing. Titans up, if you ain't here, you can go ahead and relay that information to me in the chat so we can talk about it even further, and it even increases the chances of them winning in this football game. And the Ravens are due for a loss. The Ravens are due for a loss, and even though they are a strong team and they are coached very well on offense and defense, we're gonna see if they're gonna be able to do the exact same things, and if anybody is willing to adapt, because maybe a blueprint or a very good blueprint that can be implemented, you know, for the years to come, how you game plan against Lamar Jackson will be needed in this football game, and what better than the playoffs for you to see it. The Tennessee Titans are coming off a great win against on the road with Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, against the New England Patriots. I understand the Patriots are not the Patriots of old, but they still finished the season 12-4. They handled business against teams that they were supposed to beat, and when they had to see the top 4 seeds and they end up seeing the 6th seed in the playoffs, they all lost those games. So after that, when you take that in consideration, you have to understand where their matchups lie and where they can take advantage of the Baltimore Ravens in this football game on offense and defense. Shaolin, what's good? I figured a bunch of Titans fans was going to end up being out, because I already see a few of y'all in here right now. But as this video goes on, hopefully, we can increase the traffic and make sure that we're showing y'all some love. This is a situation where the AFC South, which I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't seen it, I just posted a video, a preview between the Texans and the Chiefs. I had to go a little hard for the team, but rightfully so, and I only laid out the facts of the team. I understand, that I always mention, what our shortcomings end up being, and because you have to relay those. It's not just, because you root for a team, you just say everything and just say they're going to win with no actual football logic behind it. You can't be taken seriously like that. And right now, I'm having a little trouble with this app. It looks like it's getting a little slow, so you guys stick and stay right here. Don't go anywhere, just like I had to do. Oh, it's starting to increase the speed. I see it. Never mind. Y'all let me know how the stream is looking real quick, because before I get into any of my points, I want to be able to restart this app if it's tripping on me. But it seems that the connection is good and everything is looking good on my end. It looked like it went down for a second, but everything is straight. So y'all get in the chat and let me know how it is so I can continue my points. Y'all good? All right. It work right now? Okay. That's all good. Titans up. Y'all just rewatch the video when you can. And, I'm riding with y'all, boys. I don't ride with y'all any other time, but I'm riding with y'all in this game. And the major reason why is because I don't want to see Deshaun Watson. I don't want to see Lamar Jackson. I don't think we have the pass rush right now. I think the Titans defensively is a little better right now than the Houston Texans or any other team that they could face at this juncture of time. And I believe the physicality matches up very well against the Baltimore Ravens. Ryan Tannehill has played very well. This is a game where I see a guy like Jonnu Smith and A.J. Brown really taking the game over and converting a lot of third downs for Ryan Tannehill. The fact that his completion percentage, his touchdown ratio to interceptions is very good. They have good time of possession, as well as the Baltimore Ravens, because they too tend to run the ball way more than they throw it. Now, I understand they have Hollywood Brown. They have 2 great tight ends. They have an even better coach in John Harbaugh, who has plenty of playoff experience. He knows how to win these type of games. And they have the best kicker in the league. I think when you have that going on the side, along to go along with the secondary that they have, and Marcus Peters, Earl Thomas, and they got Brett Kern is pretty good, but he more than likely will end up being the ace in the hole for the Tennessee Titans. But when you look at the matchups and when you see the way these guys can go against each other, I could say that the Baltimore Ravens have a little bit more of the edge when it comes to overall offense. I think their offense is better than the offense of the Tennessee Titans. You start at the head with Lamar Jackson. The tight ends, he goes to them early and often. They run the ball well. They have a great scheme. They have a great OC in Greg Roman. They have a great offensive line. And they're able to get a lot of push and play very well in the trenches, just the same way as the Tennessee Titans are able to play very well in the trenches. That's the type of game plans they got, and this is why this game is going to have physicality written all over it. Derrick Henry, he led the league, in touchdowns and yards. This man is on a tear. Well, not touchdowns. I want to say McCaffrey has that, but he has the most yards of any running back in the league. So, you can kind of say he was better than Henry because he had 1,000 yards on the ground. I want to say he had at least 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards on the ground. Plus he had a shitload of touchdowns as well. So you can bank on this being that type of game. Now, when it comes to the depth behind Derrick Henry, I don't believe in Dion Lewis to make any impact on this football game. It would be in their best interest to get him involved in this game, in the passing game, when they can, and I wouldn't be surprised if when they do get into a shotgun situation, if they don't have both of those guys in the backfield in a split back set. Be able to dump the ball down, run some screens, and keep the pass rush of the Baltimore Ravens at bay. I think if you do this, then you can shorten up your field. You know, they're not going to be as good as the front is by the as good as the front is of the Baltimore Ravens. Them boys, man. Because it's a game that really, doesn't benefit the Baltimore Ravens at this point, because I know they say playoff football, you're going to want to run the ball. I know it's going to be cold up there, but I don't really think the elements are going to affect the Tennessee Titans at all, because let's face it, there are plenty of mountains and there's plenty of breezes, and they get snow as well in Tennessee. So the weather is not going to affect them by going to the East Coast. So that's one thing that the Baltimore Ravens are not going to have a benefit of. They are going to have the benefit of being able to stretch the field with Hollywood Brown. Mark Ingram, he's going to be able to make some plays. I always forget who their backup is. It's Justice Love, right? Not Justice Love. Justice Hill. Justice Hill. Ain't it Justice Hill, right? Somebody like that. And shout out to One Rich Dev, man. Yeah, Justice Hill. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Jesse James and Gus Edwards. Yeah, that man is nice too. You know what I'm saying? On top of your tight ends to go with Hollywood Brown, who's your only real threat as a receiver. I understand Willie Snead can go up and he can make plays, but he's not consistent. He's just not consistent. That's just what I see right now. Of course you got Lamar. I already mentioned him. He's the head. He runs the whole show. And, these guys can get it done. They can run a lot of triple option. And I see if they want to run that game, if they really want to do the option game, that's the only real way I can see they outright beat the Tennessee Titans. If they want to stay on the ground, they want to pound the ball heavy and often. But when it comes to the other side, when Tennessee, it's going to take at least 3 to 4 people to bring down Derrick Henry. If this man makes the right cut, if he sees a seam, he sees any sort of crease, it's going to be lights out for the Titans defense. Nobody in the back end is going to be able to cover this man, one-on-one or two-on-one. It's just not going to happen. The dude is too big. He's going to be able to get a whole lot done, and I know they're going to want to lean on him, and especially ended up having well over 200-something scrimmage yards against the Patriots at home is going to give them extra oomph in this football game. I think they're going to limit the mistakes. I think their O-line is going to play up to snuff, but the only way I really see out the Ravens offense taking advantage of the defense is because I don't think the pass rush will be completely ineffective against Lamar Jackson. The man is just too fast. He makes sound decisions. He's limited his mistakes, and he's been much more accurate, this year than he has in the past from his rookie season. But now we get to see Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He had just like Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, he has a lot that he has to answer for, because when it boiled down to it, people really highlighted his weaknesses last year, all because of what he did in the playoffs. And that's what they're going to end up doing to these elite quarterbacks. If they're elite, then they have to prove they're elite, not just during the regular season and not just being in the MVP race, but it's also winning games that they should win in the playoffs. I know you guys should be heavily favored, the fact that you're at home, but I don't think the spread is going to be as lopsided as it is for the Chiefs and Texans. They have the Texans, they have the Chiefs like 9-point favorites. That's not happening. But I gave my reasons why that wouldn't happen, because we have to talk about the game, objectively, and we have to say what it really is. Leonard Avery, what's good? Elijah Turner, Carson Flores, Showtime Rock, Joshua Lamel, what's good? Appreciate everybody come to the stream. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share this on your social media platforms. Trying to grow, trying to get to that 1K as soon as possible. That's why I'm going live a lot more. I got a little bit more free time on my hands right now, and hopefully I plan to be on the sauce later on tonight. Sosa 99, yeah, we back at it. I told y'all I was coming right back. It was just like 70-something people in the last stream. I told y'all I was coming right back within 10 minutes or so. I had to just get a few things done on the last video and make sure that I got everything right on this. Jesse James was good. As far as the turnover battle, I don't really see this being a game of turnovers. I really see this game being key stops on third downs for both teams. I think the fact that, the corners of the Baltimore Ravens are going to be able to force Ryan Tannehill into some mistakes if they disguise the hell out of their coverages. I think if you do a lot of bluff blitzes, if you bring a lot of guys off of the edge, so if you're getting like 5-6 man pressures here and there, you're gonna be able to drop 5 with Marlon Humphrey. All these guys that they got, they got Marlon Humphrey, they got Peters, they got Earl Thomas, and they're going to be able to play deep. So I don't really think that the game should be played for the Tennessee Titans is to go 40 plus yards down the field. I think you can hit them, for like a 30-yard gain or something like that, deep in routes, some post routes. But I don't see any guys being fooled on any, double moves or anything like that. I don't think you're going to be able to just run straight down the field. Even though A.J. Brown is a great talent, I don't see him being able to capitalize on any 9 routes against this football team. Now, they do have a situation where their corners do play very physical, so you can very well bait Marcus Peters into a pass interference call. So that's a benefit, and I think that's who they need to target. It may not sound like something that they really need to do, but you have to show that this football team is not scared, and that's how you beat a team like Baltimore, is you show them you ain't afraid of them. Once you gain a little traction and you start getting some success, you keep doing the things that you need to win football games, and I think that's an advantage that the Tennessee Titans will end up having once they see what's working against the defense of the Ravens. Now, the Ravens have a great passing attack to go along with their running attack. I really see a situation where Mark Ingram is going to be able to eat up the middle. Gus Edwards, a guy like that, you're going to see it in him and Justice Hill. Those can be your guys who can run the outside zones, who can catch the screens, along with, Mark Ingram, to go in that, to be involved in that passing attack as well. But I think the tight ends are going to be a serious problem for the Tennessee Titans defense. The fact that yeah, okay. And going back down that hall and then close that door, okay? Okay, Mom. Thank you. Y'all go ahead. Yeah, and that's gonna be a real problem. That's why I'm saying if the game is gonna be a hell of a lot closer because of the triple option. If you guys choose to do it, the run pass option, read option, and the tight ends, because you guys have some great tight ends to compensate to bail Lamar Jackson out of anything that he's having. And I told you, Dakota, I was going live as soon as this video was over. Y'all thought I was bullshitting. I was coming right back. It should be way more, y'all, in this video, but I see that YouTube is finally sending out the notifications. And, this game is going to come down to the quarterback play when it's all said and done. I think whoever's going to be able to make the clutchest throws and put themselves in situations where they have time of possession and third down will be a major key to this football game, as it is to any other game. But the main reason why it's going to prove who wins and who loses in this football game is because the fronts are so physical. If this team wasn't as physical as it is, then, and the fact that, the Titans do have one of the better red zone defenses, how is that going to bode well for Lamar Jackson? We're going to see if he's going to be able to do it in the playoffs. He was able to do it in the regular season. We all got to see him spinning out of moves, but this ain't Cincinnati. This is not even the Houston Texans in Week 12. We shit the bed when that time came. That's why I'm glad that, the Tennessee Titans handle business against the Patriots so that they could be in this game to get this dub, because what is it going to say about the AFC South going forward if they annihilated 2 of the better defenses in the wild card round, which was what the Patriots were like number 1 overall, and the Bills were like number 3 overall. So now that you have that, and we wiped them out, and now going into the divisional round, and both of these AFC South teams beat the number 1 and 2 seeds. What is that going to say about this division? Because nobody can say it's going to be weak if two teams from the AFC South end up in the AFC Championship round. I'm betting that one team from the AFC, at least one team from the AFC Championship round, but both teams could very well make it. Both teams could very well lose, and we'll see where our seeding is when it comes to draft time, because that's what it's going to be about once our season is over. I'm not going be away for long, regardless of the way the game ends. I'm not going to be away for months, not doing any putting in any content on my channel. Y'all don't have to worry about that this season, because I got goals that I'm really trying to reach, and I would have reached them this season if I wouldn't have got, so emotional about this football team when they failed us big time against the Colts. That really, 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 really did something to me, and it my brain is already open when it comes to this football team, but I'm not going to spend any time talking about them because I already laid that out in my last video. But we're not going to play from behind against the fucking Titans, and I'm not expecting you to. But I'm expecting this game to be a physical football game. I never said you were going to be down to them, but this game could very well go tit for tat. If they end up deferring right out of the gate, and if they make a couple of key stops, which I'm banking on. I'm banking on you guys making key stops, but I'm not expecting a bunch of turnovers. I'm not somebody might get one turnover in this game, and I don't even think the turnover is even going to be the deciding factor. I think it's just going to come down to execution, playing well in the trenches, and the better quarterback is going to make plays when it counts. I don't even see this game having crazy numbers, and I don't even see it being a high scoring game. I literally see this game being like this game could very well be like a 24-21 game. It could be something ugly, It could be something very ugly. And Shannon Glover, what's good? Thanks, Captain Navi. I don't know. I say 49ers and Chiefs. I don't know what you mean by Captain Obvious, because I don't think I said anything that was obvious whatsoever. And no, Ryan Tannehill is not better than Lamar Jackson. He's just a better passer than Lamar at this point. Well, yeah. Well, he is. But that's funny because the stats tell us that Tannehill is better. Well, he's not better. We're not going to say that. Dame Dollar, what's good? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not better he's not better than Lamar Jackson. Just stop that. Anybody saying that, come on, bro. No, he's not better. But he is on the level in terms of passing. I say he's a little bit more accurate, but outside of accuracy, I'm not going to say that he's going to throw more touchdowns. I'm not going to say he's going to be as effective overall. And, he's a little better as a passer, but he's not way better. To say he's way better, come on, that's a stretch. I want to say Lamar Jackson threw around, 65%? That's very good considering where he was last year. Yeah. But, if that's what you're saying. And they both are deadly. Like, the Ravens better not sleep on the athleticism of Ryan Tannehill, because this man can do, maybe not up to the level of what Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson are going to be able to do outside of the pocket. But I will say, if he's not contained, and if his O-line is playing up to snuff and they're winning their matchups, don't expect some big plays to be had down the field. That's the only way any big plays getting had down the field if it's off script. And that's for both teams. So I will revise my statement by saying no real big plays will end up happening down the field. But I will say, if it's off script and if coverage is breaking down, that's the only way I see Hollywood Brown getting anything above 50 yards. What's going on, Quinn? And that's just how I see it. Like I say, this game, if either team scores 30 points this game, I'd be surprised. If this game even goes like 27 or above for either team, like if either team scores 27 in the playoffs, I would be surprised, because I see every team really bringing it. I see both defenses playing, as good as they should, the well as they have played down the stretch, and both running games to be highly effective. The only real, the real gripe that I have with that when it comes to the Titans is I don't believe in Deion Lewis to make any plays if Derrick Henry's not going to be in the lineup. What's going on, Quincy? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I'm gonna pretty much close this video out. I don't have too much more to say because I don't want to feel like repeating myself and reiterating the same things, because I'm gonna talk about this game a little further, and the next time I'm gonna have some stats to go over the same way that I did in the Chiefs preview. So you guys be on the lookout for that. If I end up doing a video, I will be on Twitter, and I will let you guys know. If you follow me on IG or anything like that, it'll be in my Instagram story, and I'll let you guys know when I'm going live. The trenches are up front. So it's the D-line versus the O-line, and that's for either side. And I understand, everybody don't always get no notifications. So that's what it is. But I just did another video. If you didn't see that one as well, I did one for the Chiefs that just posted like 30 minutes ago. So rewatch this video, because this video is only going to be like 28 minutes long or something like that. So when we speak the trenches, that's what we're talking about, those matchups up front. But as I stated, this game is going to be about physicality. It's going to come down to the mental part, and we're going to see what coach and what kicker and what type of field position, which will be paramount in this football game. It's going to decide it's going to decide who wins, who loses. But I will say, be on the lookout for this matchup. As a Texans fan, I will be watching this football game. If we play after them or whether we play before, it doesn't matter. I'm going to watch this football game, and so we can see if we advance or they advance, and we can have a real conversation about where the AFC South landscape is going in the future. But welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Y'all enjoy your day. And as I stated, be on the lookout for some more material.